You see those trees up on that mountain? The roots that those trees have on that mountain, we have those same roots. We have those same roots into this land. We have that same connection. The way those trees' roots are in that mountain and in that land, that's the way our roots are in this land.
There you go. Ankle. Better ankle. Better ankle. Better ankle. Yep. All the way up. Break it.
I feel excited as soon as I see that indicator just pop. I'm immediately adrenaline rush and feeling the rod just spin and just so exciting.
The land is always here, and it's always here to help us. And for them to learn more about it, whether it's through fishing or through hiking or through hunting, when they do all these things, I think everybody becomes a whole person.
Our programming started in 2022 with the creation of the Indigenous and Hispanic Youth Fly Fishing Camp. And with this program, we've partnered with Trout Unlimited and the Truchas chapter of Trout Unlimited, which is a nonprofit organization, and the Uncivilized Outdoorsman, which is an Indigenous outdoor company. And the purpose of our camp is to use fly fishing and traditional knowledge as the mechanism to provide community healing and foster the next generation of leaders. So we have inside classes where we're able to bring in about 10 to 20 students, and in those classes we're teaching about different forms of ethnobotany, of conservation, of fish, of traditional knowledge. And then in our outside courses we're able to provide about 10 to 15 students at each outing, plus their family and their community members. So even just at one event that has just about 10 to 14 students, we're having a community about 45 people where we're bringing in elders, we're bringing in knowledge keepers and our staff, and we're really being able to craft a community event and really uphold our community of care.
Trout Unlimited wanted to provide assistance to expand the inventory of its programs. So go to a bunch of different waters to teach the art and practice of fly fishing.
And then through the program, empower them, give them hope, and craft the next generation of leaders that hopefully will then feed back into our communities. We are really just trying to sustain our traditional ways of life into the future and connect them to our traditional lands and get them to understand that these cultural natural resources need to be protected for my great-great-great-grandkids, for their great-great-grandkids, so that we can continue our way of life into the future.
We're an outdoor family, so I think this is something that we haven't been able to experience yet, fly fishing specifically. I think it's been a great opportunity to come out and learn fly fishing. I see that the kids are definitely interested in it, so I know that this is going to be something that's part of their life going forward, so that's very exciting. I kind of look at it as opportunities that I had when I was a kid, kind of modernizing that with fly fishing and seeing how they grow up and maybe where they take it.
And maybe show their kids too.
It was a hard day fishing. The fish weren't really biting that much. And then it started to rain, and it was raining really, really bad. Most of the people left, but me and my parents and my sister stayed. And oh my God, I caught so much fish. I caught an extra 7 in the span of under an hour.
My favorite thing to see is a kid like working through the grind and figuring it out, and then they kind of like may teach themselves like something a little different, use a different angle here, different angle there, and like you see the light bulb click, and then they're just like, okay, I can do this. And then, you know, just because they said they could do that there, that can translate to work, to school, to sports, to life in general.
A camp like this is necessary because Indigenous youth specifically, as well as our Hispanic brothers and cousins, have been disadvantaged for so long, from colonization, from discrimination, to lose our indigenous language, to adopt the economic structure of the United States. Our camp is also necessary to counter the effects and impacts of colonization, and our camp is really trying to bring back that traditional knowledge and uplift these communities and allow our youth to think critically and stand up for our rights, for our water rights, our religious rights, our cultural rights, to be able to inspire them to be our leaders in our communities and to be able to work together and build those bridges.
Always impresses me about New Mexico is that we're survivors. Our roots are strong. We come from people that have survived droughts and famines, war, poverty for generations. That's in our blood, it's who we are. Programs like this fly fishing program offer us the opportunity to build that next generation of leaders and create these conversations. And some of the conversations are going to be difficult. Some of the conversations are going to be painful, but I think it's important for us to work together because, we're not going anywhere. The reality is that our communities rely on this land. We sustain this land. Our relationship is more of a symbiotic relationship. We understand that if you take care of this land, it'll take care of you.
Feels like life is kind of complete living here. Like being on the grounds that your ancestors hooked on, and kind of feel like a connection, honestly. I started fly fishing, it brought me peace, and it just made my mind go blank. And it's just no thoughts in my head or anything.
Like the lands we go to, it's like native land, You learn a lot of things by fishing, like patience and respect, and a lot of things about the land. This camp has taught me that I can fish and that fishing is fun. It's the best when you get that feeling to catch a fish. Best part of the day.
Little steps matter. If everyone does a couple little things, it adds up to a big movement. So that's really the goal of this camp, and just trying to let people know that you do matter.
You can come every single day of the year, come fishing, and it can help you gain confidence in life. It's something that you can master, but it also can teach you humbleness, because if you think you have it set, the river will teach you that you don't.
I love sharing my knowledge with people. So to share it with kids that are getting used to fly fishing and are beginning fly fishing, it's really an honor, because I was once there and I was taught like that, and now I love it.
I would like to just connect people to nature, just to help them understand, why conservation is important and why, it's more than just fishing. So
that this camp is encouraging amongst the kids is that we really need to have the kids come full circle to looking at the land as something to be cherished and protected and celebrated. And it's like simple acts coming out here and fly fishing on the river really reinforces that. Yeah.
Part of this program is that I got to learn about more little insects that grow in the water and that the fish feed on, and that you replicate those kind of like arts and crafts by creating the flies and then using them to fish.
They gain an access to see what's around them and see what's involved in their life, culturally, traditionally, and they can connect to it and want to protect it even more.
The Uncivilized Outdoorsman is extremely talented at delivering a program that provides cultural education, landscape education, ecological education, and fly fishing education. We would like to support that as much as we can. So more camps per summer, more students served. We'd like to see mentors come up through the program, and that's always been part of the company's vision, and we'd like to support that in any way we can.
Creating a successful program all comes from funding. We've been very fortunate to be able to get the funding to create this program, but we're going to need more. We're going to need more to grow the program, to get the different programs off the ground, to create the after-school programs, to create the youth leadership program, and to be successful and to be able to meet these community members and these families at where they're at and to uplift them. funding is a huge component to that. Fly fishing isn't necessarily the traditional form of fishing in our communities, but fishing is a traditional mechanism, and it has been a form to create and sustain our communities and build community, specifically here in Santa Clara Pueblo, where we have lost some of those traditions. And our campus is trying to reinvigorate that with that same traditional knowledge, and in that same vein, to provide a connection to our land, provide a connection to our stories, our elders, our ancestors, and to really instill us and grow our roots into these lands.